Let's talk about editing a shape in 2D plan view. Let's just draw a slab, and this could be a mesh or a fill, maybe even a roof tool, some sort of closed object in ArchiCAD. If we're in the arrow tool and we select our object here, we can left click on a node here and a little palette will pop up with various options. Hit escape, we can click on an edge and another palette will pop up with various options. Let's talk about what all these options are as quickly as we can, just sort of as an overview. Left click the node here. The first option here will allow me to move the node. The second option here will allow me to fillet or chamfer the edge. We can fillet this edge. Maybe we'll chamfer this edge here so you can see what the two different options will do. So here's our chamfer here. This will allow us to, let's cancel out of here. This third option here will allow us to sort of grow all the edges here or shrink them. This option here will allow us to add or subtract to the polygon. So notice we're subtracting, or actually we're adding to the polygon in this case. This option here will allow us to subtract from the polygon. And notice if I click a node and we're adding or subtracting from a polygon, notice the shape that I'm drawing here has to do with this up here. So I could be subtracting some other kind of shape if I'd like also. And it can go outside of the shape here. And so here we've subtracted out of our polygon. This will allow us to move the entire object. So it's just like moving or dragging. This option here will allow us to rotate, just like the rotate command. This option here will allow us to mirror the object. So now I've got a mirrored copy here. Incidentally, if we'd like to, this is not actually a mirrored copy, this is just sort of a mirrored version. If we'd like to mirror a copy, we have our object selected, right click, move, mirror a copy here, and we could easily just be mirroring a copy if we'd like. So now I've got two of them here, a mirrored version if you will. This node, let's click on this node. This will allow us to elevate, so if we wanted to raise up, say, this slab by 3 feet, we can do that. I'll go take a look at 3D. So one slab is raised 3 feet higher than the other. And let's see here, last is our multiply option. And so we could be multiplying this thing or creating many copies if we'd like. So let's talk about the edges here. If I click on an edge, this will allow us to actually add a new node in here. And next option on our edge is to bow the edge out. The next option after that is also bowing the edge out, but at a different sort of tactic, if you will. We're doing this by a tangent line in this case. And this option again is to offset the edge, so it can be offsetting this single edge here, or it can be offsetting all the edges if we'd like. This option here is going to extend to the neighboring edges, so let's take a look. It's going to go all the way down to some far off region. Actually, it's going to extend it all the way to a point here. I don't know, not sure when we'd use that, but I suppose it could come in handy. Control Z that, or Apple Z it in this case. And so it just sort of shrunk it down to till the point these 2 points met. And this again is the add and subtract a polygon. The subtract polygon. This option here will allow us to custom edge settings. So we could say, I want to use a different angle of, say, 135 degrees on all the edges. And we'll go take a look in 3D, and you can see now we've applied sort of an angled edge of 135 degrees on all the edges of this slab here. And again, this is moving, so we're moving the entire slab, or we can be rotating our entire slab. Again, the mirror option, the elevate option, and the multiply option here. So there's a lot of things you can do to these objects into 2D here, and depending on whether you click on a node, you get a certain amount of options, a certain kind of options, or if you click on an edge. And remember, we're using the arrow tool and our object is already selected.